Hey everyone, Rosie here. So today I want to make a collage using mushrooms. So I wanted to first show you two books that I have found that I love pulling mushrooms from. There's this first one, this encyclopedia of mushrooms, which just every page has so many pictures of mushrooms and they're photos. And so I love that because they're really realistic. The second one is more of like a nature guide and has a lot of nature things, but in the back has a mushroom section, and every page is just loaded with mushrooms. And again, I mean, these ones are illustrations and they're just really cool. And so these have been both two really great resources for me to pull mushrooms from. But the thing I want to do now is not pull mushrooms from these books yet, because that seems a little silly to pull mushrooms because I'm not sure where I'm going to be using them. So I want to look through some other books first before I start pulling out mushrooms so we can find something to use the mushrooms in. So let's go diving into some other books. So I'm diving into this book of inventions, and this book is kind of weird because it's like flat lays of a bunch of weird inventions. And there's just weird stuff in here, and so it's kind of fun to poke around in it. The first thing I found, like on one of the first pages, was these old pair of scissors. It might have been like the first pair of scissors or something. And I just thought that they looked cool and they were like a fun size, and they were very clearly old. So I wanted to pull that out because I was like, well, maybe we can use these. I just thought they were cool. So I pulled them out. And the second thing I found in this book was this like tea kettle that was like cut in half so you could like see the inner workings of the electric kettle. And I just, again, I thought the ornateness of the kettle was kind of fun. The handle was really neat and the spout. And I thought we didn't really need the middle if I was going to like put stuff in the middle. So I pulled that out because, again, I liked the shape of it and I thought it was looking kind of cool. So I pulled that out. So when I pulled out the tea kettle, I was sort of thinking, like how can we make a little scene, a little environment inside the tea kettle? So I thought that'd be kind of a fun idea. And then I remembered vaguely that I had this guy sitting at a typewriter. He was like kind of small, sitting at a desk. I remember I pulled him out like a few months ago. So I dived into my people folder and I found him. There he is. And so I thought maybe he could be like working inside the tea kettle. I just like, for some reason, just thought that that might work. So I cut the tea kettle out. So I kind of did a dumb thing and cut the tea kettle out before testing to see if the guy was going to work in there. So when I finally put him on the tea kettle, he was like too big. So it's just kind of annoying because I like spent 20 minutes cutting out the kettle and he doesn't quite fit. So my options were either kind of like he was sticking out of the top, or we could cut like his legs off and maybe he would fit like that. And, I was a little bit defeated in this moment because I was like, why didn't I test this before I cut it out? But again, I looked at it for a second and I realized I just need to put this off to the side. It wasn't the like magical combination that I wanted it to be. So I pulled out the other item that we found in that book, the scissors, because I was thinking it could be cool to have the scissors be like cutting out a mushroom, like it's foraging. Like the scissors are foraging a mushroom out of a scene. And I was like, oh wait, these are cool looking scissors. Like let's combine those. That's actually a good idea. So I cut the scissors out and then foraged. I foraged for mushrooms in my own books. Oh my God, that's so fun. Once I found some taller mushrooms, I had to find a background to pull this all together. And I knew I needed to find kind of a big background because of how large the scissors were. And I also knew that I wanted to play with perspective. So either make it seem like the scissors and the mushrooms were really, really small, or like they were really, really big. I knew the bigger one was probably going to be easier. So I first found this one image that was like a landscape, and I liked how the scissors popped on the sky. And I kind of liked using these really long, tall, skinny mushrooms because they kind of looked like trees and it made everything look really big. And so that was my first idea and first background that I found. While flipping through the second book, I found the perfect image. It's this cute little town, and I love the idea of using the buildings to sort of cut out and tuck the mushrooms behind the buildings. So it's like they're growing these huge mushrooms like in their backyard. I just, I loved, and the scissors fit perfectly. It was like the right size image, and I was so excited when I found this. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I love this so much. It's so fun. Now it's time to cut out some mushrooms. Now we get to start putting it all together, and I couldn't be more excited. Oh man, okay, so we have to sort of figure out what mushroom's gonna get cut, where they're gonna sit, what buildings they're gonna be able to be tucked behind. There's all that like nitty gritty stuff left, and I love it, and I'm so excited. So I need to play around a little bit and find the final resting places for all of these things. So while I'm gluing the final collage, I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed watching this piece come together, and I'm just really happy with it. I think it's really fun and silly, and I love just all the images we picked today. They're just really awesome and they worked really well together, and I just think we made a really cool scene. So I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you next Thursday for another collage video. Bye!